Hey, Baddy Smash, and welcome to the Baddy Café. I'm Shy.
And I'm Albino Joe, man. This is exciting. We're doing the first ever Baddy podcast.
Yeah, it's about time. I mean, everyone's doing a podcast today. It's the new form of, hey, we should start a band.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're just two dudes. That's really kind of like, the prerequisite for starting a podcast. Do you have a pulse? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's all, a pulse and a voice. That's all you need. So, to begin starting the show, I want to be able to try to introduce you to all the players who are in the league this today, both in the divisions and some of the new players, and some of the players we've lost. So let's start off with Division One. We have two groups. We have Division 1A and Division 1B. In Division 1A, we have our boy Albino Joe. We
Yours
have
truly.
Mai Wang, Zed, Ooga Booga, KK, Duds, and Cax. Cax being the sole rookie in Division 1A.
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit before the we actually started this about Cax, and you have kind of the scoop on him. You know some background information. Do you want to share that with the audience? People know what to expect.
Oh,
That
definitely. He is a Smash 4 god. Me and Duds used to play with him a lot in Oshkosh, and he was just always a little bit better than me and Jacob. But yeah, he plays a mix of characters. Plays Olimar, he plays Yoshi, and he plays Luigi. So prepare to be fully annoyed because those are all annoying characters. But yeah, I think
man.
he's gonna do all right. I think this is gonna be a tough. I mean, what I think first place and second place you can't guarantee, but we have two returning champions with Duds as a season one champion and KK as season three. That's gonna be a tough one. I hope you're ready for it.
I'm not that I'm really not looking forward to that. So just kind of going through each player in there, I've been pretty consistent in the top 8 for the last couple seasons. But yeah, Duds, KK, and then you're saying Cax edges out Duds occasionally, so that's terrifying. Um but then we got my boy Wang, who might be the bottom of the barrel with possibly Ooga Booga and Zed in there. You know,
It's a mix-up. Ooga Booga, don't forget, he almost took me to Game 3 in last season's playoffs. I
yeah,
don't doubt him.
I guess we can't sleep on him. Even I just remember him for his meme performance, man. I mean, how can you forget John Wick versus Garfield?
Iconic, iconic. So let's take a look at
Yeah,
Division
yeah,
1B.
yeah. Division 1B. So we got going down the list that I have in front of me here. AJS Zero, the commissioner that everyone knows. Uh, Candle Jack, a rookie that we can expand on later here. Chai, yours truly over there.
A
Head Reaver, Kaiser, Lars, who's the rookie last season that kind of surprised everyone.
It
And
was the hot take before that whether or not he should be a Division One player at the beginning of last
yeah,
season. Congratulations, Lars, you're a Division One player.
he proved himself. But someone else who proved himself last season as well, Mad Cow, with that K rule that everyone did not expect to blow, you know, us out of the water. That was impressive.
I gotta say, I'm really not looking forward to being in this group. Mad Cow,
Really?
Mad Cow clipped me last season. Candlejack, his link is amazing. Kaiser incredibly continues to improve further and further. Lars is the wild card, and I hate fighting Donkey Kongs. It is no secret. AJS, we're actually one for one in games against each other. And Reaver, it's be interesting to see how Reaver does. He switched from Donkey Kong to Diddy Kong, and for those who have played against him in arenas, he's always trolling the arenas, always looking to get some games. It's scary. It's really hard to fight against if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, Reaver and Mad Cow I put in kind of the same bin in my head where, I don't I'm gonna, this is kind of a hot take, I guess. I didn't think highly of either of them going into last season, and then they just kind of proved themselves as contenders, people that you have to pay
Yeah.
attention to, that you can't ignore because, yeah, they're coming after you, and that group, man. Again, we got Duds and KK in Group A. Group B does have some good competition in there, man. But are there any champions in there? Candle Jack might be the one coming out.
I'm gonna say this right now. Put it on record. Kaiser's gonna win it all, or he's gonna place 13th.
What?
There's no either or. He's gonna suck or he's gonna win it all.
well, he has all that game knowledge, man. Like he knows. He just has to. He's got a. I mean, the mental game, as he's self-proclaimed, and many other people in the league have talked about, is important to him. But he's also got to just apply that to an internet connection, like a no, not necessarily a Wi-Fi connection, but online is way different than sitting side by side with a friendly or being in the training room. Like
Mhm.
when you're trying to pull off a combo in the midst of getting your face beat in the game, like it's totally different than just beating up on a dummy.
Yeah, I think this season might just be his best option as well because with the new requirement of just about everyone needing a LAN adapter, he might be able to pull out that Joker. We'll see what he does. All right, but what I'm looking forward to most into watching more than either Division One, I love watching Division Two. There's so much different depth of character knowledge, player skill, the people who improve, the people who have gotten worse, the people who are still learning. There's so much to this group, and let's kind of read through here, see what we got, because there's a lot of newcomers and a lot of fan favorites.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick one out of the bin to talk about a little bit here. Salvo, man. Salvo is and always will be the wild card that will shit talk you no matter how good or bad you're playing. Like he's just I love watching him play. I love his character in this league, and I hope he keeps the spice level at an all time high.
Have you played against his new Luigi?
I have no, I have played against his Luigi. I have. I
It's
think he was at Swain Summit.
it's gotten so much better since. So a thing that I've seen about a lot of these players that are on here, I've played against Muldazor. He's a great rookie. He's a Ganon player. M Simple, she's a rookie as well. She plays Pikachu. I've seen this from Disenchanted. I've seen it from Huckleton. I've seen it from Salvo, and I've seen it from Tuna Sub. These people can either like pop off. I've been three stocked by Disenchanted, M Simple, Mulletzor, and Salvo. I've been three stocked, but they're also the worst enemies, and a lot of them like will make small mistakes here or there that'll cost them a game, even though they're having these flashes of brilliance. There's a lot of players here that I really want to see more of. I want to see if Valkyria actually has a character now. I kind of miss him as the random main,
Oh,
but I also want to see him dedicate something that he feels really comfortable with.
buddy, Valk, he's never gonna make up his mind on anything, man. Like maybe he'll bust out the PP this season. You know, I shouldn't even be speculating. I haven't kept in touch with like any of the Smash community while we've been between seasons here. All I know is that the people that have been consistent are probably going to remain consistent. Like Huckleton probably sticking to Link. What Disenchanted? He was a Wolf player, right?
Nah, that's Tuna Sub's the Wolf player. Disenchanted is the Zero
Ah,
suit.
got it, got it, got it.
The Zero suit
Um,
that it knows kill confirms that'll kill you at 40, and also knows that hey, down airing into the blast zone is a neat way to lose games.
can't do that. Um, so what you cover? We covered Valk, Tuna Sub, Salvo,
Mm-hmm. Talk a little about Valk.
Bulletsor.
I don't
He's
know
a
anything about Blaze or Spagooter. Those are some of our rookies as well. We also have Protip coming back. He was the Zelda main who did quite well in season two, uh, but we haven't seen him play in a little while. So hopefully he can definitely show his skills this season. But do you know anything about Blaze and Spagooter?
Yeah, Spagooter's coming from the Overwatch League. He was a diva main in that, and yeah, I'm excited to see what he brings to the table for the Smash League. But as for Blaze,
I
I
know
don't recognize that name.
I recognize it. I know the name. I have never played against him. He's a buddy that Reaver was brought over.
Ah,
If you see him in Discord, his name is Rich. But we'll see. Reaver's pretty good, and what we've learned from people inviting other people is they tend to invite people at least around their skill level. So we'll see. No pressure on you, Blaze, but we'll see how you do.
and then I guess we mentioned Thrifty, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, we have not actually. Shout outs to
Thrifty
Thrifty.
is yeah, man. I mean, he shows up every season. He plays. You know, I really appreciate him being in this league because his attitude is kind of just a I'm here to have fun, guys. I'm gonna kick some ass. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I might not make it to bracket. I might make it to bracket. If I make it to bracket, that's like, that's the goal. That'd be fantastic. But he's just so chill. Like again, I keep going back to this mental game concept for some reason today. He's the kind of guy that just doesn't get tilted, and he's here to have a good time. And remember, folks, that's what this league's all about.
Yeah, one of the easiest ways for you to get tilted is, oh man, I'm gonna lose. This is Baddy Smash. if we go anywhere outside into like a regular tournament environment, we're gonna not do that great. We're bad.
Yeah.
And that's the fun. That's part of the fun is that we're a community of players that even at the top level we're still kind of okay. So it's there's always room to grow, and you're not that far away from being a tier player.
Yeah. But hey, moving on. So those are the players. You got the introduction, but we should mourn the loss here of a few players that are not returning, unfortunately. G Harris being one of them. He was a champion, right? Season 2?
Nope, that was that he was in the
Cool
grand
X.
finals. Kulix won, but again, this is a player who has been top 5 every season.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate that we're missing him. Also a DK main, but then the other DK main we're missing, Jim.
Yeah, the DK and
Uh,
Snake. It's gonna hard to see him go. I mean, no more diss tracks for the rest of the season.
Unfortunately, I mean, Jim's still doing some production stuff on the side, and also he's not leaving the community or anything like that. He wants to focus on DBFZ, if I recall correctly. Uh, yeah, we'll see him. Um, we'll see him in other formats or other games.
Definitely.
Batmel, another non-returning player. Celestris, his internet is garbage. He lives in the middle of nowhere now,
Mm.
making that fat physical therapist money. Um, Evilite.
I'm gonna miss him. Evilite, he had such a great run in season 2. He seemed a little disenchanted with the game in season 3, but I hope he comes back. He was a great person to talk to, great competitor to play with as well. Um, and unfortunately, he couldn't play this season.
Yeah. Going down the list more, Mecha T, who uh, he's a guy. I just want to give him just a big shout out, man. Like he really upped production value of the whole entire season in general, let alone the pre-show. He carried it. He did everything in his power to just make it, almost like like professional quality production. So just mad shout out to him. He's working a job now where he travels more, so he's not able to make it for this season. Uh, anything you want to say about him, Shy?
he's I really will miss him. There's a small part of me that doesn't because he's one of the few players I've never beaten in any form of baddie competition.
Fuck that DDD. God, I
Yeah,
hate it.
but you know what? It's always been close between me and him, and between any of our times we've competed. So it's definitely going to see. It's going to be a loss. It's a lot of these players, Mecha T, Evilite, Batmel, Jim, G Harris. These are iconic players that have been around for a while. So we miss them, and we hope to see them soon.
Yeah, and then there's four more people not returning. Afghan Bob, he was a rookie. I believe he only played for one season.
Yep,
Uh,
Afghan Bob, Benny, those guys were one season specials. Benny was actually really good with that Samus, not playing again this season. I forget who Afghan Bob plays now. I feel really, really bad. As I do forget who Cosmic Glitch played, as he's gone as well. And our boy Bowser boy Spoopy Koopa.
Sad. Yeah, Spoopy. It's kind of weird. Velk and him are roommates, so I'm trying to. If anyone knows why Spoopy's not playing, if he's just kind of sick of the league or something like that, that'd be it's good information to know. But eh,
But
he'll be missed.
all the
Yeah.
same, U11, we'll miss you, and we hope to see you in future seasons.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, moving forward, going back to the people that are in the league, the name that stuck out, you were saying before the pre-show that you kind of a bit of a hot take. You think Candle Jack is likely to take it all?
Yep, Candlejack. All right. So every season we've always had, or since season 2, there's always been that newcomer who everyone hypes up. First time, they sucked. Don't want to talk about it. Second time, it was KK. He won the whole league. Third time, we're here with Candlejack. And Candlejack, me and Duds, it's a friend of me and Duds. We used to be up before the Rona hit. Um, we used to go to his house a lot and play games. And he was always like a hair better than us. He was always super consistent unless he got tilted. But as long as he's like in his mental state, and again, as you're talking about, there's like the plague of tilt is very heavy on some of the players all throughout the league. But as long as Candlejack isn't tilted by anything, as long as he's in his set zone, he's nigh unbeatable. I can still beat him. I know other players have beat him. I know Kaiser's beat him that I've seen. Duds being able to beat him plenty of times. but he's still just remarkably consistent, and that's something that really will help you out as a player. He
I-
also he also plays Link, so be ready to be edge guarded, be ready to get shot, and be ready to face a million nairs.
yeah, that you know, for those that don't know, he was at Garageland and he won it all. Where I would say a good healthy portion of this league was playing. So if that's any indication where, the dudses of the group and some of those top tier players, KK was not there. Cax, I do not believe was there.
No, but
Um
Kulex, he beat Kulex, he beat
uh
Mekati, he beat a lot of those top players that were there that day.
yeah, so he's got a bit of a reputation coming in here as a rookie, and I am not looking forward to playing him, and I'm glad I'm not in the same division as him. Good luck, Try.
Yeah, don't remind me. All right. So we're going to introduce a new segment to you guys. We got the good, we got the bad, and we got the ugly. So let's talk about the good. I want to give a shout out. Happy anniversary to Wang. Wang in season 2 was the first player to receive the honor of Player of the Week. Eventually it was an award that was cut last season, but I'm thinking we should bring it back. And if you guys listening have any thoughts and you want to see it come back, let us know.
Yeah, man. Any advice on that? We always love giving shout outs to the players in this league. Whenever they perform above expectations, and if there's anyone who has like just consistently negative expectations, it's Wang. Because you see him use that roller, you know that you can jump it, but people just don't for some reason, and it is comedy. But Wang's really trying this season, I think, to be a player to be taken seriously. He's kind of shifting off that inkling a little bit, and he's going more on to Ken, Terry, more of the fighting game kind of characters since he's been playing DBFZ a lot. I'm sure that's where the bleed through comes through. But yeah, shout out to my boy Wang every day. Uh, Moving forward though to the bads. Kind of this is going along the lines of almost the sads or mourning the players that are no longer with us. The Dong expansion,
It's
the
been
era of
deflated.
yeah, we're in Dong retraction now. Last season we had 4 DK mains, um,
Yeah,
and
Lars, KK, Head Reaver, and G Harris, and Jim played him as a counter pick. He went along with the snake.
I liked it. I loved it when Jim played DK. I mean, I liked his snake too, but I liked his DK better. He just delivered with it, and G Harris isn't anymore. So like, what we have Lars and KK as just the only 2 DK players left.
We have Reaver will pull him out every now and again, but he's so focused on that Diddy Kong that yeah, we've thoroughly deflated. So happy trails to the Dong expansion.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't say I'll miss it.
what are we gonna now? We have the Link expansion. What are we gonna call that?
Well, I mean, we just got one new Link player. I've dropped Toon Link. I know AGS plays him though.
Okay, all right, all
We'll,
right. A little
we'll
bit
have to
of
find a new cultural thing to rally around, but
maybe this is the era of like a true mixed meta. I mean, yeah. We'll find out in week 1. We'll see
as I
what
said,
everyone's busting out.
I hate fighting against Donkey Kong. No complaints, but it will be missed. All right, so the ugly. We have a bit of a conspiracy theory here.
uh,
It's something that Joe was informing me of. You see, we have every player being streamed on Wednesday, but we're missing someone. Joe, you care to elaborate?
we are missing AJS, and if there's anything I know about AJS is that he is competitive and he is not willing to give up his secrets. He does not want to be shown for the first week. He doesn't want people knowing what he's playing, how his play style works. Uh, that's just him. That's what he does. I'm calling you out, AJS. As commissioner, I know what you're doing. I see through. This isn't a conspiracy theory, Chai. This is just a straight up conspiracy.
All right, I'll make sure to grab my tinfoil hat and make sure to record my matches against AJS so maybe
Do
we
it.
can get a few notes.
Leak it. Leak it to the freaking league so everyone knows the what he's doing.
All right, we'll take we'll see. I'll get the strings connected. We'll make a board for it.
Oh yeah.
All right. So for those of you who have been on Discord, we've had some spicy takes over the past week, and I want to. So I got to ask you, Albino Joe, you have not been in the hot takes or much of the Baddy Discord in general, have you?
No, man. I mean, I started looking at the Discord again about a week ago. I kind of fell off the face of the earth in terms of Baddy Smash, but peering into that hot takes channel, there's I don't know. There's a lot of they're hot, they're cold, they're lukewarm, they're blazing, and then they're long and drawn out sometimes.
All right, but I'm gonna hit you with a few of them. I'm gonna get your thoughts, and I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong.
Get at me.
So one of the conversations brought up between me and Kaiser is what's the most important thing to practice. We were talking about, it started with Disenchanted making a joke about teching, but it decided of, is it better, how important is it to be good at teching? Very important. How good is it supposed to, how important is it to be good at fast falling and short hopping? There's advanced techniques like boost grabbing and attack canceling. What do you think if you're a player who's in Division 2 and you want that Division 1 spot, you know that you're better than Division 2 and you know that you at least want a top Division 2. What do you think is the most important thing for them to practice?
Uh, you know, as an intuitive player, I've been called that by a number of people. I don't do research. I don't. You're saying boost grabbing, man. Okay, I couldn't even tell you what that means. Teching though, I know what that means, and it depends on who you're playing. If you're playing at Ganondorf, you probably want to know how to tech. If you're playing against a Link, it's probably not nearly as important. The skills that you bring to the table matter heavily on the specific person you're playing against and the specific character that they're playing. With all that said, I don't think learn the basics of your character, and then from there, just it's not even the most important thing to practice. Like there's not just a most important thing. It's just learning the game, seeing what happens when you do certain things. If you're trying to edgeguard a Lucina or do a fall off, nair or back air on a Lucina, you might get hit by that sword coming up. So then you learn to not do that anymore. Um, that kind of stuff. That is my, you know, call it a hot take, call it a cold take, but I just think seeing things over and over again is more important than practicing specifics. Chai, you have the floor. What do you think?
I will have to disagree. I think there's definitely one thing that everyone should practice. It's something that I practice at least a little bit every day before a week Wednesday before we're about to get into the league. And we see it with a lot of our players who, whether they SD or whether they just have bad spacing, whether they're getting hit over and over again and they don't know why. You're not wrong. You want to know your character, but you can play the same character over and over again and try out different experiences and still not learn. And the one thing that people aren't, practicing enough as a tech, teching is the one that was brought up. I think of only 5 people in the league who are really good at tech chasing and jab lock setups. What you need to practice is movement. Can you short hop? Can you fast fall? Can you go drift towards an opponent and then drift away? Can you, like, when you're getting juggled, do you move to ledge and know how to get back on ledge to get back on stage? Just moving. This game, it's a platform fighter. You can jump, you can move left and right, you can go off stage. It's perhaps maybe the most important thing you can learn is, if I just want to boil it down, can you run? Can you walk? Can you jump? Can you fall? If you can do those right, congratulations. You're probably at the bottom of D1.
Yeah, I mean, I could get behind that, but I'm splitting hairs at this point. I think because when you're playing, for example, against a Link, your short hop's probably going to matter more. Dodge the arrow, dodge the boomerang, get around those bombs. You know, but if you're against a dwarf, it probably doesn't matter nearly as much. That's more like movement prediction and just kind of knowing what they're thinking and trying to, like, when you're playing against heavies, you have to just know what their setups are going to be so you can just maneuver around them. And the nuance of doing a fast fall or a short hop is not as important as just trying to be in the location. It doesn't matter how you get there at the right time.
All right. You mentioned Link before. Hot take number 2. That is a pretty easy one to answer. And it was brought up when we were talking about Link Boomerang in the Hot Takes channel. And it's talking about other characters as well. There are certain characters in this game who can get a lot of a projectile. Young Link arrows, uh, Adult Link boomerangs, Samus charge shots, Mewtwo shadow balls. They can lead into grabs, they can lead into combos, they can lead into a lot of stuff. And the question was posed, is that lame? Or is it cool?
uh, you know, Smash isn't a traditional fighter, so once you hit true combos in a game like Smash, it gets kind of weird. I think it's cool.
Eh, I don't know. I was thinking about this and what makes a hype character. I don't think kill confirms are cool. Like if you have something that is guaranteed to kill, like it's not flashy. Like you want cool strings, you want cool things that you have to actually come up with and use your creativity as a Smash player. So I think they're kind of lame. I think getting a free. I mean, don't get me wrong. I play very lame characters. The characters I play are bullshit and they're mean and they're lame. But I just have a particular bias against getting hit with a charge shot and getting grabbed and taking 70% off of a projectile that's hard to react to online.
Yeah. I mean that's part of the game. That's kind of my attitude on it is that hate the game, not the player. Like, yeah, you can think it's lame, you can think it's not fun to just kind of get wrecked, but the combos, that's part of the creativity. Like if you can get that set up and you can capitalize off of it, do it.
All right. Now this take is the strongest of all. This take is where the real men of culture and the real degenerates separate themselves. Albino Joe, what is a better vessel for ice cream? A cake cone or a waffle cone?
Is this what the hot takes channel has turned into?
It's a serious question.
Dude, waffle cone all the way. You cannot. You already have all that sugar in the ice cream, man. Why do you need more of that in the cone?
But what if it leaks out the bottom?
Well, that's why you got to eat it fast enough.
Or you could just suck it out the bottom, slurp the milky.
Or that.
That's the number one advanced way, the advanced technique that our commissioner AJS defends waffle cones is that you suck out the milky from the bottom. It's an advanced technique. I haven't practiced it. It's one of those dark arts, but I will have to agree with you. Cake cones are for deviants who just want to get high off sugar. Enjoy the waffle cone. It's a refined piece of material, and don't dink around. Ice cream melts. Just eat your ice cream.
Yeah, man. We don't need that extra dopamine hit from our foods. We just get it from our Smash play.
All right.
There's
So up soon, we'll have an interview with KK. In the meantime, y'all on hot takes. We're desperate for content. Give us some hot takes.
Yeah, hot takes. And then the other thing too, guys, before we head out here, or go into the KK interview, give us any feedback that about the pre-show, things that you want to see, things you don't want to see, things that you liked a lot. This is made for the fans or for the viewers, for the players. Anything that you guys would want to see, just let us know and we'll try and incorporate it.
Definitely. As you said, it's for the fans. Might as well make them like it,
Hell yeah!
and we'll make you like it.
I mean, we we can bullshit back and forth forever about anything, but I don't think everyone wants to hear that. Oh man! All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the talking portion between Chai and I for the pre-show, the Baddy Café, if you will. And Chai, I love that name. That was great. That was a Chai original. And we will see you next week.
Yep. See you next week, everyone. Good luck. And as always, no Johns.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing the interview portion of the pre-show here. I'm Albino Joe. With me is Chai, and our guest today is KK. KK, how you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, thanks for being here. I know that you just had your wisdom teeth pulled. I know that you know, you're someone I just want to bring up. You're the youngest player in this league. You just graduated high school, man, and we're glad that we have players like you in this league bringing the baddies to shame.
Glad I could make it.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, the first question I got for you, what are your expectations for this upcoming season? I know that you're just obviously a champions caliber player. Are you expecting to finish in the top one, top eight? Is there anyone that you're afraid of? What are you thinking for the season?
Well, there are two people in particular that I think I would have the hardest time against. Those two would be Duds and Candlejack. So, with Duds, obviously, it was probably the closest set last season in Baddy Smash, and he's a really good player. And with Candlejack, he's got the new, I don't know, no one's really played him a lot, so no one really knows what to expect. He's beaten me locally, and we're about 50-50 online. So I think I should have no problem with everyone else except
Ouch.
Duds and Candlejack.
Hurt. I took you to game 3, man. That hurts.
Has still never lost to you, Chai.
Yeah.
You've given me the most intense sets, but in my mindset, I'm like, I know I can win, so then I will.
Yeah, thanks for the goal. Anyway, so I gotta ask you, you won primarily with Donkey Kong. That is your iconic character. It's your best character. You pulled a little shenanigans at the end in the grand finals using Mad Cow's premier character, which is King K. Rool. But everyone who thinks of KK, they think of Donkey Kong. You are the leader of the deflated DK crew. But I gotta ask you, we only have 2 DK mains now, but last season we had 4 and 1 with a secondary. What makes DK click with you as a character, and why do you think it works for so many other players in this league?
Well, what clicks with me is in this league, except if your name is Albino Joe and some others, I guess, you're not going to be very good at mashing, which means I can get a grab at like 70 near the edge and just throw you off stage and you're dead. And also, if I grab you at low percents and you miss the tech and my cargo down throw, there's 63%. Just all this stuff that usually wouldn't work at a high level. DK is really good when you're a little bit of a higher skill than your opponent. And there's a lot of tricks that aren't necessarily true, but will work if your opponent doesn't really know the correct way to get out of it. But this season, I don't know, I might try whipping out some new characters, maybe a return of some secondaries that we saw last season. Maybe if I play Zed on stream, watch out, might do some Robin dittos.
All
Oh
right.
man.
But you heard it
And
here
against,
first, folks. As you're saying, KK?
yeah, no problem. Against Duds, I don't know if my DK will be able to beat him, because online I'm very bad against Pokemon Trainer. So I've been trying to practice with some lamer, less skilled characters to beat him.
Hey, play lame, win game. But anyway,
Yeah,
you heard it from the man himself. Practice your mashing. You're gonna, that's how you take down the champ. Practice your mashing.
that's right.
All right.
A pro tip from myself in regards to mashing: just make sure you have more buttons on your fingers. That helps.
All right. I'll have to invest in some buttons.
All right. So KK, I got word from Chai, and Chai, let me know if this is something that you wanted to ask. That
It is. I'm gonna grill this man.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it.
KK,
Yeah.
you're an impressive player. I've seen a graphic where you have at least 80% of the cast in Elite Smash.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that correct?
only 10 more characters as of now, as of this moment.
However, a little secret.
Oh yeah.
This man isn't the most honest in getting those characters in Elite Smash.
What?
Maybe a little degenerate using item rules and low stock. KK, What do you gotta say to defend yourself?
Well,
Wait, KK.
you might have
Say
gotten me.
it's not true. You play with items on. You play with items on.
Okay, so only 2 characters I've played with items on. So my 2 super non-legit Elite Smash characters are Fox and Sheik. Offline, I'm decent with them, but online, I can't do crap. And there are about, maybe up to 10 characters that I got in as doubles. But the rest have been 1v1 grinds.
I'm shaking my head, man.
What?
We looked up to you.
What? A former champion using items? KK.
But hey, you have to understand, if I'm using like my 65th best character against someone's main, I'm gonna need every advantage I can get.
Oh man. Jeez.
At least he's
I-
got a defense. At least he's got
get-
something to say.
You know, I can't give you too much crap because like if your mentality right now is kind of that of a Pokemon trainer. You're trying to catch them all, get as many characters into the Elite Smash as possible. So I guess, if you're looking to win a street fight, you're gonna scratch and gouge out some eyes, I guess. All right, KK, I get it.
Except I wouldn't need to because I'm a 3rd-degree black belt. But
Oh,
wow.
flexing. Weird
Oh,
flex,
wait.
but okay.
You're a black. Explain what?
Oh yeah, I've been karate for 10 and a half years now, ever since 2nd grade.
Jeez.
Got my 3rd degree sophomore year.
All
We
right.
got a martial artist in the thing. Don't beat KK up too hard, otherwise he'll freaking judo throw you through a table or something. God. Well, Try. Do you have anything more that you wanted to ask?
Well, I gotta say, I mean, if you look at it this way, even if you reduce the amount he's gotten to Elite Smash with degenerate means, that's still 40 plus characters. So there is a reason why this man's the champion. He's a good player. You can't sell it any bit short than that.
Yeah, you can't.
So,
he's someone to look out for.
So KK, I do have one last question though. It was kind of alluding to the previous one. You do
All
have
right.
40 characters you've gotten into Elite Smash, legitimately.
Oh, it's at least 50, man.
All right. Debatable. Okay. So, of those characters, and of any character, who do you think is a character that you're pretty good at that you wouldn't bring out in tournament? Like, would be like a legitimate contender for one of your best, but you just don't like playing them, or you have other options that just work better?
Oh, that's a tough one. I feel like I probably have better characters than DK, but I just don't know who's better because I haven't played them as much. Or I guess they're just better characters than DK, but I wouldn't have the confidence to bring them out in tournament because you always have the question, oh, what if I just did go DK? But I think a lot of sword characters, I mean, I can just space out with them. Kind of space out with my brain as well because they don't take that that smart of gameplay to play. But I think any heavy I could see myself playing. Really, anyone else? Probably not in stream, except maybe Yoshi.
Ew.
Hey, that was last case scenario. Down 2 games. The reason that I went pink Yoshi, I was gonna go with the yarn Yoshi because it's so gross, but then I went pink Yoshi because Chai, you probably remember. You remember Bellyache?
Yeah.
He's a
That's
really
his
good
color.
Yoshi player in the Appleton area, and he has beaten Duds a few times, beaten me a few times.
He's beaten me
And
once.
oh yeah,
I've beaten
he
him once,
beats.
but yeah, he's good. I had to cheese him to win.
Yeah, he recently got my number. I used to beat him pretty much every time, and then he just got a lot better, and that's a really tough matchup for DK. I guess DK has a ton of really tough matchups,
Well,
but
there are
I
a
just
bunch
had
of
to.
of. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I just had to get in Duz's head to beat him. I think that'll be the same story for Candlejack. Just win the mental game so you can win the video game.
Preach.
Amen.
Well, hey, look out, folks. This man, he's got a couple tricks up his sleeve, but he is the returning champion. He's one of the favorites to win it again. And KK, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Of course, peace out.
Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Baddy Café.
The intro and outro music was produced by Head Reaver, and this is a Baddy Smash production.